Hi there, viewers and gamers alike out there, and welcome back for another live stream. And this is another live stream, which is Arkham Twin Days. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Hello there, Draco. How's it going? How you doing, buddy? So, yes. You want to know why I'm doing a live stream on a Sunday? Well, because Thursday is Thanksgiving. Hi there, Princess Isabel and Kevin. How you guys doing? How you doing? So you suggested my channel to one of your friends, Draco. Awesome sauce. You are true champions always. Even if someone did tell me about my channel or not, you are still a champion in my heart. All right. You're still dreaming about Mitsuko, Kevin. Oh yes. Oh yeah. And once again, we do not tolerate bullies around here either, because the moment we see a bully is that person's going to be a bad example, and we don't want that. Oh boy, so yes, we are going to continue. This time, we got, our previous episode on the live stream was Emma's testimony. Yeah, like Laco, yeah. If he comes in, bad things will happen, because I don't want the live stream to be a prime example for those who are bullies that come in, and that is, I will not tolerate it, ever. That person will not be a good example to people everywhere, and that is just plain wrong. Can I get first hit? Well, since you put it that way, it's time. You're still wondering, why am I doing a live stream that is not on a Thursday? Because it's a Thanksgiving. However, the thing is, I will do a special premiere, whether it's Power Rangers or Kamen Rider Bat-Ride War Genesis again. So, yeah. You lost your friend yesterday morning, and he was at the challenge. What kind of challenge was that? Is it some type of race? Or okay. 18. I think it was this one. I think it was this one. Why not? February 25th, 12:06 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 2. Alright. Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble for this. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. This is not a good time, Gumshoe. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later. Sorry. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? Oh, so it was a battle that he was actually in. You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all over while on duty. And to top it off, call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. I take Lana's having you run errands again. Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's trial. Evidence law? Edgeworth was talking about this just the other day. I mean, seriously, why are you giving this to me now? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. And Edgeworth's right about that. The the chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. A message? She said if you're planning to take him on, you're going to need this book. Him. That would be Chief Gant. So the name of this episode is Chief Gant versus the Alliance. So we are not going to back down. And we are going to stand tall. Why? Because we are stubborn. I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Evidence law securely slipped into pocket. 2 rules of evidence law. Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, though. All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective. Huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in the prosecutor's seat, despite all these allegations being thrown at me. Mr. Edgeworth, the real trial today hasn't begun yet. What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility's been all but ruined with this forged evidence you were unaware of. Emma Skye found out she's unwittingly caused a man's death, and now you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal! You're missing the point, Detective. Lana didn't destroy Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. This is why they call it Alliance Teen. That means the real killer is still out there. What? Yeah, and we are going to expose him. And I bet I know who that person is. No matter what it takes. This case has to hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end forever. February 25th, 12:52. District Courtroom, number 9. All right. Chief Gant versus the Alliance. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. The inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well... normally this is what the prosecution calls a fourth witness. This isn't easy to say. You see, there is some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? I didn't say that. It's just you see, everyone has been talking and... Very well, Your Honor. If this clears up your mind, very much indeed, allow me to say this. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses. What? Well, there's no proceeding for what you're proposing. Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? Unbelievable. Yeah, I can hardly believe this myself, but he's telling the truth on this. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal. On it settled. The defense may now call forth the next witness. Mr. Wright, you do realize this is your last chance? If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over. Oh boy, I'm gonna save, but I promise you this. Back to it. Calls. The time's finally come to bring out the real murderer. Damon Gant. Right here, right now.
Take that!
Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything? As the defense's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? True. All right, bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. Right now! Witness, please state your name and occupation. What is this, some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir. Lee, are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation now! So, you want to play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Gant. Hi. My name is Damon Gant. I am acting chief of police. Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony. Oh, righto. What's with the grim face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. And also your friendly neighborhood spider cop here as well. Oh, you mean the time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. There are still some things unaccounted for. Oh, like what? Like the role you played in all of this. Son, either you are very brave or very foolish. You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Sure. Take my testimony, for example. Remember, keep the chat PG, whether it's something to do for great as a community. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true? Oh, come on, is that true? I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well, the witness may now begin his testimony. SL9 incident. Let's hear what he has to say. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. Is that when Dark was arrested? Him? He was lying on the floor unconscious. I remember that part when he was pushed. When Emma sent Neil flying, it seemed Dark bumped his head. Oh man, I forgot to episode the number. My bad, it's episode 17. 17. I really gotta change that number. I was too ridiculously idiotic. RC, everything seems pretty clear cut. If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I better hit him hard and fast. Let's do this, Phoenix. All right. He said he recalled Neil and he said he recalls something that Neil and himself were questioning him on that day. Really? Hold it! As I recall, the ceremony was held at the police department that day.
Yes, that's right. I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up too. But probably what spooked Dark and made him run away like that.
Was the defendant, Lona Sky, also present in that room? Very much.
I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Dark ran for it. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either.
Really? Hold it! So the two of you ran immediately after him, right?
That's right, but Dark made it to the elevator fast. So Neil and I split up. He went upstairs and I went downstairs. I guess you could say we got lucky.
What's this about a power outage?
Oh, that! The elevator stopped all of a sudden, and I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Neil was when that knife went into his heart, though.
That's not funny! So he said he went to his office and you found Lana there. Huh. Hold it! Could you tell us what you saw?
It was a shocking sight. Very much indeed. Neil and that serial killer were lying in a heap on the floor, all tangled together. Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor.
Very much. So yeah, he was lying there on the floor. So Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor. Oh, that was Phoenix again. Sorry.
Apparently he hit his head and was knocked out. Next to them were those two poor ladies.
Cannot say that word anymore. But I want to, but it's not allowed. Until I wasn't found out until later on. Lana and Emma.
Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done. Apparently, she had argued already
When he said arranged the crime scene. Hold it! How can you know that?
because of the victim's body. It had already been moved.
So that means you found the body near Lana's desk?
That's right. I think you said earlier it was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor.
Yes.
Anyway,
So he says, you can see I had nothing to do with the forgery. Really? Hold it! So you are saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office?
that's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt. But moving a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable no matter what the circumstances.
Is that how it really went down? Really? Staring at the witness won't do you any good, Mr. Wright. If you're going to stare at anything, you'd be better off staring at the court record. Worthy, always the smooth talker. But which piece of evidence ties Gant to the forgery? Lana did admit to forging evidence, but that can't be the whole truth. Somehow I've got to link Gant to the incident. So, how do I link him on that? Arrange the crime scene? Let me see. So he said he had nothing to do with the forgery. No, I can't show that. Let me see. I'm not going to present that, but let me see. List of evidence of the SL9 incident. Half of this list was found on Gant's desk. I mean, I wish you could flip the paper up and back and forth. I mean, Neil's autopsy report. Neil Marshall, single stab wound piercing heart lung. SL9 incident files. Victims, trial data. Investigation task force. In the security video that has nothing to do with it. Photo at the awards ceremony. The rubber glove, the evidence room, Goodman's lost item report. Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth's brought back to his office by Gant's request. Means it has nothing to do with the current case. A screwdriver. Okay, Rule 1 and Rule 2. I see what you mean. Chief Gant's office. The forgery. Can't tell. Let's see. That one. I think it was that. I think I was pointing to somewhere to the evidence list, but I couldn't do something. All right. You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. But I'm afraid that is a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example. That's the list of a sky drew a picture of. This was discovered in your desk. Not only that, but a piece of this jar that was sitting in your office was found inside your safe. It was found where? You see, Chief Gant, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. Chief Gant, what's the meaning of this? Oh, here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. So you admitted then that you were involved in the forgery? Who, me, or do you mean you? Me? Why would I have anything to do with that? Now cut that out! Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know.
defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, Righto?
Objection!
Now, wait a second. Edgewood has something to say. However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation.
Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured Dick will receive his due punishment. Or should I say, Richard?
What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he will end up paying up to work.
Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and their relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene.
Hi, Ex-Starlina. How you doing? How are you, Ex-Starlina? Welcome to the live stream of Arkham Twin Days on a weekend. But I'm asking to do that because it'll be on a Thanksgiving that I might do on a special premiere instead. So how you doing, Ex-Starlina? And you are welcome. Just stay for the live stream, and I got something to tell you close to the end of the live stream. I promise you this. All right, Ex-Starlina, and yes, virtual hugs to you very much, Ex-Starlina, because I still believe you deserve it very, very much.
My, kids, younglings these days no longer know how to put two and two together.
I was almost said it, but I was close. Thank you. His testimony about the evidence in the forgery.
Let's see, what was it now? A jar fragment and a list. For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convinced, then they are worthless. There's no reason I participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way.
So, he's kind of like Mr. White. Only this time he's a lot far worse than Mr. White. He is a guy who wants to have nothing to hide so he can put the blame on others by thinking that the forgery's on us and not himself. Now, this is something that I can relate to, you know whom. Remind you of anyone of who's in charge, and it's not me, because I'm just pointing this out there.
Master Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
when investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol. You do understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Indeed, I believe I will press charges, so you won't make the same mistake again. I apologize, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? The day is, you know. All right, Ajay. In return, though, I know that place, right?
What are these guys? What are these guys? Telepathic? There won't be a tomorrow. This ends now. It's just like it shows you. They never quit because they don't want to have the blame and because they like to get away with it like you know who. So he said, for all I know, you could have been... that's a lie. Hold it! I appreciate it if you stop making these ridiculous allegations.
Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that.
What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped... That's not right! What are you saying? Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry on the evidence, can you? If you have proof to the contrary, you're going to need it later. Later? What are you talking about? Right now? What else? I'm talking about when Wright's prints are found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe, they would prove his investigation was illegal. I've never faced anyone as slimy as this guy by the name of Mr. Wright, who was the one who caused all this. He said I can't prove when of those pieces of evidence were discovered. Yeah, right. Hold it! What do you mean by that? This is all purely hypothetical, of course. But suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. Oh, really? If concealing evidence found at a crime scene isn't forgery... I'm not through speaking yet, Righto. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. So he said, if they were found after Dark was convicted, then they are worthless. I don't think so. Hold it! Are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation? It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced. Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient? Right. The chief is talking about a possibility, so as long as you can't rule that out, your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. Tell me something we don't know. Come now, Righto. Think about it. Really, seriously, think about it. He said there's no reason I participate in a forgery. Now that's another lie. Hold it! How can you look at me in the eye, including your friendly neighborhood spider cop right here, say that? Because I'm innocent. Very much innocent. Remember, who was it that murdered me? I'm not sure I care for the word murder here, but in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Stein. Well, now do you see? He said rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Rearranging? Yeah, right. Hold it! Really, Chief Gant? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you reap from all this. Oh, I wasn't aware. Was this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have, Chief of Police. Or the resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, Righto, you are such a good man, you are. Including your friendly neighborhood spider cop, of course. Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without the case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edgeworth? Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway. Very much indeed. What? Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There, it's out now in the open. Gee, would you mind if I change my testimony a little? By all means, please do. So he's revising his testimony on this? So he's saying he wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for him? Okay, I'm gonna press you on this whether you like it or not. Here we go. Hold it! Nothing in it for you. Very much, huh? Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That young lady, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you better think again. You are right. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though. Oh, that's a good one, Worthy. Very much indeed. Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out? Wait a minute. This may be a little bit confusing. Would he have helped someone out? No. I can't think of how it would help him. That means he wouldn't have helped out anyone. Relax and take a deep breath, Mr. Wright. Try to think outside the box. Remember, think outside the box. After all, that's what you're good at, isn't it? Think outside the box. I never thought I'd hear him tell me that, including, Ed telling that to Phoenix and me as your friendly neighborhood spider cop. The question isn't who would the chief help, it's who would ask the chief for help. So, who would ask the chief for help? If someone did that, he'd be sure to find a way to benefit from that person. It appears the defense have nothing more to say. Chief, would you please repeat your testimony from the beginning? I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. I'm trying to remember. Evidence law. That's a piece of cloth. An evidence list. Gant team picture. Neil's autopsy report. Files for the Joe Dart killings solved 2 years ago. I can't remember. Miles, that's Lana and Emma Sky. So he was sentenced to death and all that. Even I know that part. Let's see. I'm trying. I don't want to present yet. I don't want to present something yet. Because this would make me feel completely out of order. I'm not saying it isn't or is not. It's just I got to find out what could have there been something for you. True, you might not help out anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. That's alright. It appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean! Very well. Well. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm gonna try to save from... Whoops! This one. My bad. Oh my gosh. Woo. Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge the evidence? It's not besides himself, and it's not Officer Mike Meekins. It's not Jake Marshall, because I know he had nothing to do with this. It's not Bruce Goodman, not Dick Gumshoe, it's not Emma Sky, and it's not Angel Starr. The only thing I can think of would be the chief prosecutor for the district is Lana Sky. Also killed Lana Sky, the defendant? I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister? Lana? Come on, who would help their own sister Lana anyways? And as for Chief Gant, he would have also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. But how would he profit from all of this? He would be able to use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. So you mean to tell me that despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? What? Oh wait, you must mean puppet as in someone forced. Admit it, Chief! You assisted Lana Sky in forging evidence. I'm not gonna show that one. Careful. Because I see it on the comment section. Remember, keep the chat PG. You assisted Lana Sky in forging evidence once again. It seems Kyle is in the live stream chat, as I knew. Hi there, Kyle. I know you kind of have a headache, but welcome. your motive to appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her.
Righto, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Including your friend, your friendly neighborhood spider cop, of course? Do you have any proof of this? That I control Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing?
Lana? She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant. How are you, Kyle?
Proof. This all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture.
Unless that is also what happened in this incident.
This incident, or which one would that be?
Of course, I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her. So this is coming down to this, going from the middle to the end.
Worthy, you better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Just what do you mean?
What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement.
Hi there, Simons. How's it going? I said order!
Yeah, How you doing, Simons? And you're wondering why am I, and you still guys are wondering, why am I doing an Arkham Twin Days live stream on a, well, that's great to hear, Simons. You guys are people are wondering why am I doing a live stream on a weekend of Arkham Twin Days? Well, Thanksgiving, if you want to know, is coming this week. But I will do a special premiere, whether it's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and or Kamen Rider Bat-Ride War Genesis. I'm mad at you and K-Wing. Really? What, man, hey Simon, so what, I kind of heard that what happened to the chat on the K-Wing's Let's Plays, that it was like not working or some sort? I'm just asking. Well, I mean, did something happen? Because Lightning Storm said something about what happened in the chat, but I was just wondering, that's all. Who are you mad at, Simons? I mean, besides K-Wing. You say, I'm mad at you and K-Wing, but it's, I understand your feelings. Or, I mean, it's kind of, oh, not because of that. Okay.
Master Wright, you can't be serious!
Huh?
This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. You accuse the chief of police of blackmail and destruction. That is impossible!
I hate to tell you this, Judge, but he's not lying. Your Honor, I was merely deteriorating what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language right here. It's too late, Mr. Wright. Very much indeed. Oh, it says, you and K-Wing pop up a video and I try to keep up with you guys, but I need a schedule so I can be a mod. I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings now. It wasn't I, Simons. We're still buddies, you know. I'm not trying to disrupt your comfort zone, if you want to know. So, please forgive me. I'm trying to be a friend who doesn't want to, you know. And I understand your concern and feelings, Simons. Well, Simons, I think I'm, ouch, I've been slapped by Simons. That's Simons for you. He is the Hawkeye Pierce of MASH 4077 with a great humoristic attitude, and I love it. Thanks very much. Don't worry, Simons. I know sometimes people can do the doubling, do double duty, but I need a slap every now and then. I understand. There's no turning back for us now. It looks like he's the one who's decided to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a higher-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder? Good question. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. Very much. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. We're gonna save and go back into it, I promise. Whoops, my bad. I should have, there we go. That's better. Alright then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got, and it better be good. Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. That's the photo at the awards ceremony of Gant, Lana, and Neil. Oh man, okay. That's Neil's autopsy report. Detective Goodman. Where is Goodman's autopsy report? There it is. Cause of death, loss of blood from chest wound. Wound caused by 4.5-inch knife. A single stab wound was found. Okay, that autopsy report has nothing to do with it, but it doesn't relate to a case like that. The ID card. Why would it say 77777777777? It doesn't realize. It's like my guess, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's gotta be no slap. Well, I did get a slap, but it's a great slap. Thank you, Simons. I deserve it. Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth's. Brought back to his office by Gant's request. I don't know, that has nothing to do with a case related. Either the ID card record or the screwdriver is my guess. Show this, because I know it has something to do with, because this is my guess. Miles Edgeworth, Mike Meekins, Bruce Goodman, Mike Meekins again. I mean, he entered at the same time. So it's got to be the 77777777. That's my strong type of guess. So I could be wrong.
Take that!
This is the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime scene. Or should I say, there was one ID on the list we couldn't determine of the owner of yesterday. 77777777. Hey you guys, tell me on the comment section below, really, I mean on the live stream, what is your favorite number besides 77777777? Is it, yes, I will allow you to do like 7 numbers, but that's all I can give you. Or actually you can go from 1 to infinity, but keep the number to a like that distance. What is your favorite number? Mine is number 7, but this is not. I mean, 77777777 is a good number, but that is not my favorite number, to be honest. 77777777. What is your guys' number? 742211, or is it 7633333, or 2245777? I don't know. Come on. And someone give me one number. I mean, I'm serious. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number. It's your number. 90477779. Ooh. Simon says 86. Mine is number 7. Simon's 86, and Draco's favorite number is 9047779. Yeah, I'm telling you, my number is 7. I'm not kidding. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean... I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 77777777. What is this? The 77777777 virus? Everybody's having the 77777777 virus, so don't get the virus that's called 777777 virus. I call it the 7 virus. The 7 virus. It's there. And it doesn't exist. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. He knows this. Order! Order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say? Nothing. The defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations. And I will demand Mr. Wright to be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. We may be punished for this, but for now, it is you who needs to be punished accordingly first. Chief Gant, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime? He's sweating. He knows he doesn't want to get caught. What about it? I'm chief of police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom, what's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? Very much. I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days. Wrong! You hadn't seen him in days? Chief Gant, I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. On that day, you have to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Really? This trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to ask you for more evidence. Uh-oh. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime. Let's see. Oh man, I cannot. Yeah, there. I forgot to press that ridiculous button. Ugh. That's the ID card. Okay, that's the ticket, the parking stub, the record of parking in the prosecutor's office lot. Entered the lot at 5:12 p.m. Let's see, Detective Bruce Goodman, which I can check in his autopsy between 4 p.m. and 5:30. Oh man, it's like I'm trying to figure this out and I can't figure out a way to find myself in a sticky situation. Marshall's fingerprints has nothing to do with this. Has to do something with that. How did he met Detective Bruce Goodman on the day of the crime? That's the police. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Bruce Goodman, 58421189. I don't know. I mean, Miles Edgeworth. I know that I can rule that off. Oh my goodness. It's just like I'm trying to remember. An investigator's ID card found at the prosecutor's office. Final fragment found in the safe of the chief's. Goodman's half-written document dated. Status report. Oh jeez, I'm just like, oh, why couldn't I get myself back in check of that? I'm a little. Let's see. All right, let me see if I can try to rule out the possibilities before I make myself perfectly clear on something that is worthwhile and is irrelevant. Okay. That, I can tell, is irrelevant. Yes, that is irrelevant. Now, this, I can tell, that is irrelevant. And for that, I am positive that it is irrelevant. And this parking stub that I can tell, which is that one, which is irrelevant. And I'm pretty sure for myself that has nothing to do with the tie of the parking stub. The Blue Badger panel, as far as I know, that has nothing to do with the wheel core and the case, so I can rule that one out. Man, a lot of things coming to conjure up these things like that now, do you? I mean, it is... It's not that simple now, isn't it? Oh my. So... So... Okay, Goodman's autopsy report. So... How can I put this? No, it may be that. I know that is Goodman's note. And I'm pretty sure I can rule that one out. And, oh my. And, Okay, Lana's cell phone, I can rule that one out because of the word muffler. I mean, seriously, when you have the word muffler in it? So, floor plans, crime photo, and, oh boy, yeah. That is the crime photo, the victim's shoe. Now that I can rule out. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying this is easy, but, okay. The switchblade knife. I can rule that one out. I'm trying to remember. Let's see. Oh man. Whoops! I'm trying to remember. Okay. The luminol testing fluid has nothing to do with it. This is, yeah, when you get in something like that, it is, no, oh my goodness, come on, I can get someone, how would I know? Great! Okay, the screwdriver that has nothing to do with the original case, and I'm guessing that is why. Oh boy, on the day of the crime. The day of the crime. Ugh. Why can't you give me something more specific? No. I am not meeting of tomorrow. No. Oh man. I think I'm in trouble here. Oh man, okay. Let's see if I can try this again. I'm sorry that kind of took long for me to remember all this. So, that I remember of the ID list. 7777. Yeah, and I remember how that... So, yeah, I remember saying that. So he can enter it any way he wanted. About the ID card and all this. And he knows about it, but he rather denies it. You haven't seen him in days. Okay, now let's see if I can get this right. Here we go. Sorry. No, it isn't, Your Honor. What transpired during the meeting? Okay, he's gonna ask us for evidence, so this time I'm ready. Ugh. On the day of the crime. ID record entered at room 221. The memo. The memo! Right! Thanks! The day of the crime when he reported something about a memo. Detective Goodman, you're smart. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. If I was an attorney, I would fail miserably, like halfway through, but I need to learn I have to do my homework, and I really gotta do my homework, and now I'm understanding how this system works. Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filed out a lost item report. He would have to give that report to the chief of police. Yet you are in possession of the report, which means you can't be sure if he filed it. He filed it. All right. How do you know? How do I know? Or including Spider Cop, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. Need that though? Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh. Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. I accompanied him? There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Hold on, let me guess what you're going to say next. I, the chief of police, murdered poor old Goodman. Exactly. But what? The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort. Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you really had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body. The murder was mostly likely a spur-to-the-moment crime, for no one in their right mind would you choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course. You are forgetting, Mr. Wright, that the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did he manage to move it there? I was at the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office at the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you are the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? You, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so. Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time I thought it was a useless clue just taking up space. How could the chief have moved the body? Oh boy, I'm gonna have to save one more time because he knows this is gonna get harder. Show us the evidence to move the victim's body? Chief can't use this? How did he move the victim's body? Let's see. It wasn't the knife. Let's see. How do I... Chief Gant used this. Extremely thin rubber glove is my guess. I'm not saying I'm a stick in the mud, if you want to know. What incarnation? Show us evidence to move that. How did he move the victim's body? I'm not sure if it's the glove. The photo. Oh man, I'm trying to guess myself. The glove. I'm not sure. Huh? That is not it. To move the victim's body. Not quite to in that indisposable room. Okay, back to the loading point. Wait a minute. Yeah, that one. Oh man. Okay. All right. Let's go. How did he move the body? So it's not the glove. List of evidence, piece of cloth. Muffler. Parking lot. White enamel shoe. No. Wait a minute, that's the floor plans for the Blue Badger. Okay, that has nothing to do with the case. I'm guessing his white coat, perhaps. I have no idea. No, that is not it. Alright, alright, alright. Okay, how did he move it is my... Floor parking lot plans. I can't remember. Hey, what's up, Lightning Storm? How you doing? Oh, man, I can't remember. What was it that he moved? What did he move? How did he move the victim's body? Chief Gant used this. What did he use to move there? Oh boy, I'm not sure if I can. Thanks, Lightning Storm. I know, but it's not easy, to be honest. Not easy. It's not the rubber glove. It's not the picture. The SL9 incident files. And video. Screw. How did he move the victim's body with a screwdriver? I'm not saying he did.
Take that!
Oh, that one! I think I know which one. Yeah, I think I found it. It was that unrelated case. There. I'm doing great, Lightning Storm. Thank you for asking. And how about you? Who never knew that piece of evidence tool would work? It's an unrelated tool. The screwdriver. All right. This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body. What's that, a screwdriver? But what does that have to do with the case? Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is this screwdriver doing here? It's here because... Yes? Oh my! I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. I can't, yeah. How did he move this when he said, in any case, I was moved with something to do? After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office. But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to. You mean The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car. Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Yes, unless, of course, you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There is only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Sky. Order! What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal for the defense's outrageous accusations? Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite. It is a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Chief Gant, please say something.
I believe your time's up.
My time's up? What?
Sorry, Rido, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we're going to make it in time for the Early Bird Special.
Objection!
But the cross-examination isn't finished yet.
Remember what I told you earlier?
A police chief
Has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
weapons.
Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now.
What? That is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered.
So you're going to just run away after all this? Run away. Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman, that's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now.
Well,
Well, you think I had Lana dispose of the body right there? If so, then show your proof and get over with it.
All right, Mr. Dummyhead. If you're so smart, why not? I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright, Your Honor, do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Sky dispose of his body. Really? Is he? So, I like to do this for keeps. Do I have any concrete proof? Wait a minute, I'm not gonna present evidence. I didn't say... It's no use showing evidence and I'm not even sure myself. No, Your Honor, at present, I have no conclusive evidence.
See, G?
In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief. What?
Here's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, Righto. It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again. Okay, G, I'll leave the rest to you.
I don't think this isn't over.
I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to the senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency.
Now, Lady Luck, maybe we should have a word with her.
Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean?
There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't had yet the honor of hearing her testimony. A lady who knows the truth? Another witness? In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony. But Chief Gant has invoked his right to refuse to testify. There's still someone else, one more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person?
Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling the witnesses today. Does a witness such exist today? I believe so, is what you're asking me to do. She may not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth one last time, and that is Lana Sky.
Take that!
The defendant? Miss Lana Sky. She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 p.m. on February 21st. Her task, to dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with a certain someone's orders.
Mr. Edgeworth,
The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor.
very well. The court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in... Chief Gant, I thought you were going to eat.
Listen good, Lana. He's talking to Lana now. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. This is not good. Of course, you never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. All right, then. I've got a lunch date to meet. I have no idea. The Chief Gant versus the Alliance. February 25th, 2:04 p.m. Looks like we've managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth.
That chief, he's something else, eh, pals?
Detective Gumshoe! I'm not a detective anymore. Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, don't worry, I already decided where to work now.
At your office? My office?
Sure. I'll take the place of that top-knotted girl you used to work with.
Could he mean Maya?
Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. Chief Gant's done it again. How does he always get the upper hand?
It's not fair that he has the right to refuse to testify. Settle down, Wright, settle down. Remember what the judge said.
Chief, that is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered.
I remember risks. What did he mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. Who said that? Emma? Are you okay? So she heard everything that's been going on. I'm sorry for what I said before. Relieved? Wow, to think all this time that your sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. Yeah, she's being blackmailed. And there will be another blackmailer by the name of, Look at me. I am Look at me, and I'm the penguin. Look at me. Oh my goodness.
What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside to force herself to do anything and everything the Chief told her to do.
That must be why she became so cold. It was not your fault, Emma. Well,
hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal.
so you knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor, so it was you, and it was true. And it was not on purpose, it was by accident. You never did that on purpose, you did that on accident. It was accidental, not on purpose.
Well, we better get back. It's time for the final act.
Emma, why don't you wait? You're going with us?
Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this here and now against Chief Gant.
All right. You think I'm going to end this trial? No, we're going to continue. We're going to continue. As much as I want to stop, I'm not stopping. I want this guy to be put away for good. There is no way I'm not walking away with this. We stand for truth, honor, love, and justice. Until... Yeah, we don't want to say that, Draco. It will cause problems. We don't want to hear that. And because that's now, since on the screen on the PlayStation Broadcasting, there's no way to be taken down. It's now stuck there. So I suggest you try to keep it like that as in PG and not that kind of little extreme. Just giving you words of advice. But you're still a really good friend, Draco. Alright, once again, Lana Skye comes to the stand.
Miss Lana Skye, you are the Chief Prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you.
It's true. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Skye. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Now then, your testimony. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. Okay, this is her testimony. Gant and the fabrication. She said she worked alongside Gant for years, and there's no truth to this blackmail theory, and she fabricated the evidence herself, all by herself 2 years ago. When she found Prosecutor Marshall's body, she rearranged the crime scene. And she said her only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Are you sure about this testimony? A capital offense? If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. But still, we're gonna have to cross-examine. I know. But what if she's telling the truth? So this means, yeah, she is really screaming in agony. When she is stifling like this, she is desperately crying for help on the inside. Chief Gant is forcing her to keep herself shut from the truth behind all this. That's why we are going to cross-examine this. Let's begin, you guys. All right. Does the chat for K-Wing's Let's Play work now? Okay. Alongside for Gant. Okay. We'll press on you. Hold it! How many years exactly? Ever since you made senior detective. I'm not sure. I'm kind of in the live stream. I just can't go into it by exiting out, you know. You were 24, so that would be 5 years. Detective got the Detective Sky were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. She must have been good, coming from the same school as me. She said Damon Gant was a respectable detective, and that's why what? The truth is, there's no truth to this blackmail theory? Hold it! But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. Along with Spider Cop here. Are you sure you're telling the truth? Oh, it's Draco. It's okay, but it's great to be having a humor. Just try to keep it in balance. I mean, like, in a really great way. And that way it'll be a great example of how to become the friend. She said fabricated the evidence 2 years ago, all by herself. We're gonna press on you, okay. Draco, please don't go. You're a really good friend. You're a really good friend. I'm serious. Why would I disown you? I would never disown people. Only those, because I know I met some people from the past who are antisocial and never spoke to me ever again. And I don't want anyone to happen to that same footprints as those people before. That's why a community to build strong, to stand in honor, love, truth, and justice. Is that what the K-Wings do? Of course. I see, Lana. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She would have been charged with anything. So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago. So when she found Prosecutor Marshall's body, so she arranged it. We're gonna press you. Hold it! Why you say you did this all by yourself? Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? We can't chat at the channel? You telling we can't chat at the K-Wings Let's Plays or the Nightwing 01 Lightning Storm? I mean, it's fine. After all, we are friends with the K-Wings, of course. So she said the broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. It wasn't your sister who took the prosecutor's life. I know that I know the K-Wings are overreacting and are scared to losing their income. I understand that. I know they are focusing their income, but I want them to focus at the present time. I'm not saying they focus on the Loco the Game Boy. Aha. Hi there. So yeah. As long as it's keep the chat PG, Loco. Keep the chat PG because we treat everybody like an equal and we are a family. I know. I don't wanna jump over to conclusions about the K-Wings. I want them to keep on going. I don't want them to stop. I want them to keep on going. They keep going. It's what keeps them together. Everything from what goes on. And I know you guys feel frustrated. And this is why we want to stand in honor, in love, and truth, and justice. And what better things to put it in is to show that we are not afraid. We rise together with them, we fall together with them. We rise as a family, we fall as a family. But by golly, we rise to stand together as a family. And believe me, we are not quit. We will not give in. Remember when we are down, but we're not out. Because, why? You want to understand why we are down but not out? Why do we fall down? Because so we can learn to pick ourselves up again. No matter how bad things are right now, as you can see, there will always be light at the end of the tunnel. And I do love the K-Wings, and I really do. And I promise you guys this. Then there is the positive things that we want to keep. Turn that negative into a positive. You have to say, why turning that frown upside down? And that's why we don't want to. Why do I say the alliance are allied with? You sure you'll be leaving Starlina? Cause Loco, I'm warning you, don't try that. You've just got timed out. Starlina. You're welcome to come back here for the live stream, I promise you that. But I will always give you virtual hugs. You can always talk to me, whether it's on Facebook and or Twitter. And I promise you, we will get through this. And by golly, as stubborn as I am right now, there will always be hope. I'll promise you one thing, ex-Starlina. Never give up. I hope she hears me, but if not, I'll ask her this. Okay. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Doc? If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Doc was carrying a switch knife blade. Wait a minute. I'm gonna keep this little secret to myself from what I notice on the chat, but I'd rather keep it to myself, but I'd rather do a private message on a Twitter and a Facebook. This is just my guess, but I'm not gonna say it out loud, so I'm keeping this to myself. So Lana's trying to cover it up with more lies of her lies. So when you found a scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. She said, so she broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, and moved the body. Hold it! Planted the tip of Dark's knife, you moved the body? But why? Why would you do that? My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of others. Why did you plant... But why did you do that? Very well, let's add this to the witness's testimony. The reason Miss Sky fabricated the knife. Okay, so that is revised. She knew the tip of the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof we needed. Hold it! According to your testimony, Prosecutor Marshall's broken knife was the murder weapon, right? So she said yes, and leaving it at that might point the blame away from Dark. She felt the most effective way to get him convicted and would be having the tip of his knife found inside the victim's body. So you buried it inside the victim's stab wound. It had nothing to do with Emma. Okay, but I'm gonna press you on this, whether you like it or not. Hold it! So you rearranged the crime scene. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer? If the K-Wings like Leo don't know that I'm loyal, then it's nothing I can... I respect Simon's privacy, I'll give you that. And I love the K-Wings so much. Very much I do. And I know we're a loyal Alliance members and Wingding fans alike in this live stream and those in the community. It's like police don't. It's like people who kind of, are confused. But I'm pretty sure when things, I know it's like, okay, let's let him finish. Okay. Well, let's let him finish. I promise you that. Like I said, I respect you. I really do. And I will not I will not get them over the edge of what it is and what isn't. Because I really love Simons as a friend. I love you guys as well. And I love each and every one of you, and I treat everybody like a family. It's all right, Lightning Storm. It was a question. I really do. It's cool. It has nothing to do with something like that. And you are a really great friend, Lightning Storm. And you too, Simons, including Kevin and Draco and X-Starlina and Kyle and others and those people. And when we stand out, this is what it means. I mean, sure, people may be on over the edge of what's happening right now. But guess what? When things are going down, who is the one person that can be cheered up that things are going down? That's right, Simons. I just hoping the coming law isn't as bad as people think, and it's just more overreaction, and that's all we meant. And by golly, and like I said, when I'm not afraid, I am not afraid. What? So instead of letting that fear work with you, it's working against you. So you don't want to work it against you. So you want to work with it instead of against it. And so you kind of turn that solution around, and how that when people are going to sign the petition and all that. But all for it. All creators are not going to quit, including myself, and especially those who really care and those who love the most, as a dear friend. I was at 5 people and now I'm at 3. It's like, what happened? We just went from that many, or my guess is that internet cut out. So yeah. Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You are willing to risk a death sentence? Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. Draco, it's okay to be depressed. I mean, it's all right. I had people. I have people some of that down the road, like one of my friends called the Brick, who was depressed because of one of her friends went antisocial. And guess what? I'm still a friend, even if he hasn't talked to me for a long time. But I will always be there for what's worth it. No matter how bad it is, I want to cheer everyone up. And plus, I want everyone to be strong. I got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. my only motivation was to get Dark convicted, that it had nothing to do with Emma. Okay, if you're saying it had nothing to do convicted with Emma. Whoops, I kind of pressed the wrong button. I thought it was the other way. Okay, now I get it. I mean, I wasn't that popular back then. I mean, look at me. Friendship never gives up. Oh yeah, that's me that's him when you play Smash. He never gives up, and he's always the friendly neighborhood type of person. She said my only motivation was to get Dark convicted, and it had nothing to do with Emma. All I can tell is that piece of cloth, but I'm not too sure. And there's the unstable jar. Joe Dark convicted, and it had nothing to do with Emma, huh? Oh, come on, Draco. And you know that I'm your friend. I don't want you to be depressed. I care about you, buddy. I really mean it. Tell me, what is going on? Maybe I can help you. I mean, let me help you. Help us to help you, Draco. Loco being a bully. Draco, forget Loco. I want you to forget about what Loco does. Forget about him and focus on us. That is all I'm asking. Forget about bullies. Forget about what's going on. I want you... All I want you is to focus on the friends that they care about, including myself. That is all I'm asking. Can you do that for me, Draco? Because I know it's hard, but trust me. Just try it for once. That is all I'm asking you. Just once. Just once. Because we do not tolerate bullies here. That's a first step, Draco. That is a first step. That is the very first step to overcome it. That is what... Once you're taking that step, all you have to take is the next one. One step at a time is where you're going to reach higher and to reach new, greater heights. That's all I'm asking. I promise you this. That's what what Simon said is true. We focus on your friends, not the bullies. Your friends. They are... Friends and bullies are two different things. Bullies do the opposite of what friends do. And I know, Kevin. I know. What I meant is what you said. I promise. Oh boy. See there? See that, Draco? have friends in high places. Now tell me that is not friendship is magic. I mean, let's see. Was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. So, are you saying it had nothing to do with Emma, huh? It had nothing to do with Joe No, that had... Okay, that does not work. Objection overruled. That didn't win me any points with the judge. Okay, did not win me any points with the judge, and thanks for nothing, judge. Did I time out Loco? That was Simon's. I'm still doing the live stream. Okay, that does not work. At least I can go back that many times and see how this works. Okay. That is not it. That had nothing to do with Emma. The jar. Or the Joe Dark killings. No, that did not work either. Bad. You're leaving Lightning Storm? Okay, I didn't know you were kind of in a hurry, but okay then. Take care, Lightning Storm. I will, Lightning Storm. I promise you. Let's see, evidence list. Neil's autopsy report. That does not work. Okay. My goodness. So it has nothing to do with those. The unstable jar. Rubber glove. Found at the crime scene. Ooh, that is not it. Okay, that is not it. Wow, that is troubling. Whoops! Come on, man! Come on. Oh my gosh, I'm getting a little mixed up. Thank you. Okay, there. Edgeworth's knife, no prints. Oh man, that is not it. What did she meant by... You knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof we needed. Let's see. I put up that jar like 2 times already and nothing happened. Come on, give me something. Okay, that's Goodman's autopsy report. rubber glove.
Objection!
Ugh, no! What do I think is just not worth it? Not working. Tongue twister, yay! Way to go, tongue twister. Let's see. I can't remember my motive. Let's see what. So it's not the evidence locker. It's not the jar. It's not the handprint. It's not the videotape. It's not the SL9 incident files. Neil's autopsy report.
Objection!
Oh man! Not another witness. This is just, I'm going back and forth and trying to get myself. Cloth? Even if I did present it, I worked on for years, but there's no truth of the blackmail history. She fabricated evidence 2 years ago by herself. She broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, and then moved the body. She knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof we need. Let me see. What, I kind of asked about the one thing. Maybe I should ask about another. Why did she move the body? Why did you move it there? The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threaten my plan? Ooh, right here. Hold it! Pieces of the jar. You mean... You felt it would be more expedient to move the body? So, when you first found the body, the jar was already... If I looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. I see. The jar must have been broken during the struggle. I see. What's the matter, Emma? Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. Loco! That wasn't nice. I know. Oh boy. You too, Kevin. Charge up your phone and keep it charged. Take care, Kevin. Must be a contradiction somewhere. Of the pieces of her plan. So, since I got her to tell her that part... Okay, presents... Okay, present something.
Objection!
The jar, right there. We got it. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." Right there.
You have a charger in your room right there?
Do you have a problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on the jar with the victim's blood. Yes, and it was during his final moments, exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Order! 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 Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed to regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical? I know. What I saw is unforgivable. It seems you are as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we are headed. Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth. Yeah, I know, Kevin, but well, that is like, I know. You don't have to type it, though. It's just, but whatever you type is on the chat. It's also shown on the PlayStation broadcasting that cannot be taken off completely. So, it's just right there. So, I understand, Kevin. Or Kaioken boy. All he wants is a fight. We must not give it to him. Must not. Her testimony on this. So she said she immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and she didn't have the time to check it out. And to be safe, she wiped away the blood and the fragments were large, so she's sure she got them all. All she could do was about wiping them clean before they were discovered.
You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
Mm-hmm. She was trying to erase the real evidence. I know, but when this goes wrong, I don't take kindly to people who are bullies. Or bullies. Bullies will not be tolerated. I know I'm a nice guy, but with bullies who try to do this, this is a serious offense. I will not have that. Ever. And that makes me mad. And you can tell by my voice that I am not in a good mood. But you guys and you, Draco, is what makes you real heroes to be strong. So she immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. Okay. Hold it! So the jar was already broken.
It suddenly looks as feeble as the defense's case.
Knock it off, Judge! I would say, should we ban him? since he's going to be acting like that way, I would say yes. I've given people that many second chances and they are trying to throw it away. This time, he's going to be banned. I've given that many people their second chances and like one of the bullies, and guess what? I gave one of them a second chance and he didn't. But now, since this person that you mentioned, Draco, that he continues to become what it is, that's it. That was his last, and I will not tolerate it. This is what happens for those who mess with my family. When you mess with a family member of a friend of mine, you mess with everyone, and that person will get the bullhorns. You are an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces? So she said it was dark in the room and didn't have the time to check it out. Okay. Hold it! So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar. If she had known, she would have gathered all the pieces to the ground to dust. Well, that helps my case or everyone else's. It seems you two might make up yet. If someone happened upon the scene, you lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry. I see. This is rather shocking. You wiped away the blood. Wait a minute. Okay, that one. Hold it! I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened. What do you mean? If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you would have wiped away the blood. She's saying there wasn't enough time for her to do anything else but gather up the pieces. So you got them all. I know. Yeah, I would keep your age too, yeah. So, I keep it to yourself, Draco, which is you're really smart. Really, really smart. Awesome. Which is why it's smart. Okay. Here we go then. We got a presser on Lana. Alright, one more time. Hold it! But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. Every last piece. All you can think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. I know, Kevin. I know. I understand. Hold it! So you illegally rearranged the crime scene? So she tampered evidence. It's not too late. There's still plenty of time to make up. After we've gotten to the bottom of this incident. No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office. Your sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this the right way. I think I finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. There's one final possibility that might turn everything around. Take care, Draco. All she could think was about wiping them clean before they were discovered. Wiping them clean before they were discovered? What does she mean by that? Wiping them clean before discovered. Let's see. And okay, you mentioned about the words piece of cloth wiped away before they were discovered. Not saying it's the cloth.
Objection!
But I have been wrong. Again! Wow! Oh. Stab in the back. I am, Kevin. This is what it means to be a soldier. This is what it means to be a soldier as a YouTuber. Laco, that's it. That was it. That's it, Laco. All right, then. She had to think about wiping them clean before... Yep, Kyle banned him. It was... the rubber glove. No! Not the rubber glove. I thought it was the rubber glove, but no. I gotta try to make sure I don't want to think too hard. I can't think too hard, otherwise it's going to hurt me. It's going to really hurt me. She got them all. It was so dark in the room that I didn't have the time to check it out. Man, she's putting up a fight. If he has other accounts, be ready, because I will not allow a bully on a live stream on my channel ever. Because I've dealt with bullies before, and it's not easy. Not that easy, to be honest. Oh boy. Okay, it's not the SL9 incident of the paper thing. I thought it was, but no. Keep going, Laco, and that many accounts you will lose. You will never win. Don't try this. Do not test me. Do not test everyone. It's not funny. It's not a game. It's not a joke. I'm serious. likes to keep on going. He really likes to keep on going. He's gonna lose no matter what. He's just hurting himself from his own actions. And I will not accept it, and I will not tolerate this. Neil Marshall. I remember, Kevin, I remember. I'll never forget. This is what happens. This is what it means. Just be strong and to fight back. They want to be dictators with inflated egos, is my guess. This is why yeah. Trying to remember. It's like the jar again. It's the jar. Wow, it was the jar. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. But the witness just testified. Please, I hope that is not Loco on that part, because if it is, it is. If it's not, it's not. For the time being, I knew it. It's Loco. Stop using multiple accounts, Loco. It's not funny. It's not even funny, Loco. Do you want your accounts to get reported like this? Because I am not in a good mood. So knock it off. You really need to stop this. I am not playing games, ever. And no one in this chat will not liking playing games with you at all. She just gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them. Yes, which leaves us the only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got you there before you. He got there before you did. But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Oh, can you believe it? Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. Oh, that. There is no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant at the time he was looking for Doc downstairs. Besides, even if he was the person... The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? That's right, Simons. It's gonna work, because changing your name is one thing, but you can't change your ugly personality. That's why friends will back you up, because they are my family. Always. Well, Honor, can you answer us that? No. No. Wait, I'm not the one on trial here. Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar right there and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question, what is the action called? What is this action called? Fabrication of evidence. But why would Chief Gant do that? In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear? What happened afterwards? Discovering the scene, Lorna Skye believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminate Dark. Now, you see how this is going on with Lana? Gant helped her create forged evidence to incriminate Dark, sparing Emma. And therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the Chief's puppet. No, you didn't do it on your own, Lana. No. Stop trying to protect her. Stop trying to protect the Chief. You need to protect your sister, not the Chief. Lana, you're speaking backwards, and that is not what Bizarro says. Foul lies? Come on! The one who is lying is your own teeth, Lana, not us. Knock it off!
I guess you don't seem the type who likes to twist the truth.
Wait a minute! What if we are still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap?
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Lana may be right after all. What do you mean, right? Miss Skye, please testify once more. If evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. Miss Skye, if you will. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that will if you tell the truth. One to nail this guy to the prison. The actual crime scene. She said when she arrived, she found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on the suit of armor's sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When she saw what had happened, she thought she did it. She believed, she assumed that she did it. That's why she erased all the evidence that linked to her of the murder. She had Chief Gant help her to remove the body from the sword and carry it, and if it was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent.
Unbelievable! The body was impaled on the armor sword.
You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. What did Lana say? What, to me? But I don't remember receiving a picture like that. Draco, please, we've explained to you this before. Please, just stay. Just stay. I'll roll myself to the computer after eating. That's Simon's for you. Great sense of humor. Present a picture? Okay. I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana. Lana said she gave it to me this morning. I seem to remember getting something from her then. A picture somewhere. I don't recall anything about a picture that she gave me this morning. Wait a minute. Let's see, what do I, evidence, law, I am trying to remember. Whoops. I keep forgetting which one is not there in the... Well, that's the parking lot floor plans. Okay. Darn it, why won't it let me press? Come on, will you? A picture. What does she mean by picture? That one! Hey, there's a picture here! Oh, that kind. The actual crime scene. No other detective saw that. Like this. Lana's picture added to the court record. The clock we found inside Chief Gant's safe. That one. That has Lana's handprints or fingerprints. What? But those fingerprints, they are yours, Emma. Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So as long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murder. Even though I'm gonna hate this. The actual crime scene. Alright. What?
Come now, Raji. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen. Chief Gant! What now, you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put it in a word or two in my defense.
I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You've already declined to testify. That means you've forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. He's right, you know. This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck.
Loser! So what, you think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements.
What do you mean?
The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence.
Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence?
No, I don't, but someone does.
Someone?
So, what's your excuse, Righto? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt.
Is this true, Mr. Wright? No, Draco, we're not gonna go the other way around. He has to be banned. We're not gonna go with that route. Emma's sure to be made it out as the murderer. A board of inquiries? What do I do now? I better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Wait a minute. I want to show the evidence. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time.
What? You lie! Chief, you opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it.
What are you talking about, Chief Gant?
Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest. Notice anything odd about the chest area? It looks like the part that's been cut out for some reason.
You mean you have this in your safe?
What that means? You, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence.
This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of police department.
Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened.
What you mean you admit to it? The what? Why did I choose that is something different.
I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana. I knew Lana. If I made it look like blame lay with her sister, then once she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid.
So you assisted Miss Sky?
I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room.
And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dog convicted.
When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you.
2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe? But why?
For insurance, of course.
Insurance? What?
I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for the murder that young lady committed.
You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence?
What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jaw fragment? I hit the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces.
But if you fabricated all the evidence, you can fabricate the message on this jaw too.
Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance.
You mean that piece of cloth?
Come on, Rhino, cough it up already. I know you have it.
So you admitted to them, Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe.
Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it is a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago you said you didn't have any evidence you could present.
Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then before it was too late. It's been a long battle.
But the moment of truth has finally arrived. Oh boy. I did tell him to show evidence, but I cannot. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now.
Take that!
Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest?
Oh, yes, at last you finally brought it out into the open.
There's a handprint on this piece of cloth.
Your Honor, the prosecution requested that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the left, this must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly.
Your name? It could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence.
You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy.
What?
Think about it. Rhino had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be?
You mean you already knew? You know whose fingerprints are on that?
Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they?
Very well, I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. I really did not want to do this, but it's Emma Sky. Take that! Emma Sky? I'm sorry, Emma.
You are really something, Rhino. You knew this girl did it all along, and you still tried to pin the murder on me. So it's true. Project Patrol. This young lady really did show Prosecutor Marshall to his death.
Miss Scott! We're not monsters. Miss Sky, it's not over yet. I said this trial isn't over yet.
Oh, but I'm afraid it is over, young man. Not only this trial, but your career too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, young man, including your friendly neighborhood spider cop. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels?
I don't understand why there's two... Never mind.
How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little young lady into a big fat destroyer.
Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up, along with my friend Spider Cop here.
Oh, and what's that?
Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall?
What?
Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Neil Marshall, you ask?
It was Emma Sky, wasn't it?
I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction.
What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about?
I'm talking about a contradiction, one that proves who the real killer is.
Master Wright, this piece of cloth. What could it possibly contradict?
Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. Wait a minute. What is it contradicts this cloth? I think I know. I think I may know. Oh, wait a minute. The piece of cloth.
Take that!
And what exactly that's supposed to be? This picture right here. This is a good looking picture that Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. It's ripped off. See where the piece of his vest was cut out? Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all that blood on his vest, though. Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth. Oh, but that piece of cloth. Uh-huh. Wait. There's no blood on it. Bingo. Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. This is nonsense! You will... Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky, picked up the unconscious prosecutor, and impaled him on the armor's sword? It was you, wasn't it? Then to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceed to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood, a jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue, and make Lorna believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest? Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance. You prove that you are the actual murderer, and you are. Loser. It's finally over. Oh, that was close, Rido. You almost had me. He's sweating. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. What do you mean you refute these allegations? You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. Order! What nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect! Remember, Archie! Earlier, old Wright out here concealed that piece of cloth! He said, what is my excuse, huh? Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence. At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. Did you actually think you confessed me in court? It looks like the laugh's left on you, you young fellow. Oh, if he only knew, but I'm sorry. I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, true, illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person, assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems at last the time for me to review my plan has finally arrived. Do I... Wait a minute, did I save... There we go. There, do I purposely and legally conceal this piece of evidence? I admitted I refused to present it at one point. I'm saying I did not.
So the evidence is illegal.
Not yet. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't.
What do you mean you couldn't?
There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence.
No, Reggie, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward. You can't...
Now, quiet down, Gant. There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not?
Very well, let us settle this once and for all. Earlier you refused to present evidence. If you can prove that your conduct is...
Oh, I remember the evidence law. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law.
What's this?
I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth. Nothing more.
What?
You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. He knows, and he knows he's in trouble. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself inside your safe. It goes without saying I did not have approval from the police department. Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here is the crux, the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident.
What kind of nonsense is it? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and objection!
Sorry, but can you recall when was this picture presented or that picture presented?
That was shown only a few moments ago. No!
He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest?
Oh, yes.
You did confess on that.
No!
It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer. And there's only one person who could that be. Damon Gant, the killer was you. Yeah, he lost his marbles. Completely.
I knew I should have gotten written. I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum! For 2 years he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me! Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Star, then convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you've gotta help me. Goodman turned him down as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. He stole Goodman's ID and tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. He opened his evidence locker. As he was taking the evidence out, he said, "It's not too late. I'm going to hand all this over to Marshall." Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SO9. That's when I saw it, the accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out. Doing so would only lead to more blood, making near impossible to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it. I was worried so much about the flow, I didn't realize my fatal mistake. The bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker. I used to be known as the crime computer, but everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. And you put the body in my car. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of a way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. Leaving the prosecution's car aside. How? How could you get Miss Sky involved in all of this? Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out. So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker. I felt a bad feel having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. So, you left the jar fragments in the glove. Yeah, it looks like I was better off for being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we are the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You are just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. You're wrong, Gant. He's not like you ever. He is never like you. You're just your own twisted little world. And guess what? You will be stripped as chief of police. You will never be a prosecutor ever again, and you will not corrupt the police department ever. For you are the stupidest man I've ever met.
Very corruptive you are. Sorry, Chief Gant. Starting right now, your title, Chief of Police and District Department, will be stripped immediately.
I'm sorry too, Damon Gant. I know as you used to be long ago, you were once a fine investigator and for an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person.
For the memories, though, but you are completely corrupt. Now, yeah. Hey, Bailiff, can you take Chief Gant, who is no longer the chief? He is going to jail for the rest of his life without parole. There are two things I want you to understand. First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep silent.
So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered.
I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all of your trouble. However, since you did tamper with evidence, you are going to jail for just a temporary amount of time. But who knows how long. What? Wow. Lana is relieved. Completely relieved. Miss Sky? It was nothing, really. Liar! Stop it! I only did my job. Please, I mean, come on, really. I'm not in a mood. I'm in a mood to be celebrating, but I will resign.
Light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us, Miss Sky. You are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be rescheduled for these crimes at a later date. Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling?
It's been a long time. The entire weight and burden off her shoulders is gone because of Chief Gant. She is now free. Wow. Completely broken the chains.
Well, this trial has gone far too long already. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant Miss Lana Sky in 3, 2, 1, not guilty!
Oh, wow. This court is adjourned. This case is closed forever. February 25th, 5:03 p.m., District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2. At long last, it's finally over. Emma? Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook. But at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. I remember her words. She was really happy. Very happy. Completely. Wow.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
It's... Oh, I guess I am.
I'll come back later.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run around all while on duty. And to top it off, to call me here, I've seen half your people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding. Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal. That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone.
Well, what do you know? Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know.
Well, I won't tell if you... Well, I won't tell if you won't.
It's finally over. Believe me, Emma, it is. Wow. You realize that you were wrong, Lana. And now that huge weight carried off your shoulders and those heavy chains is finally broken. You are free. I know how you feel, Lana, but... You were hiding at what you believed to be the truth and you were deceiving her? Really? She's happy. She finally came back. Okay, Kevin, take care. That is an everlasting picture moment. No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is to strive, is to make up for our mistake. Take care, Kevin. Take care. And remember, Kevin, always brothers forever. Because in so doing, we can find the way back to our rightful path. That is what it means. That is what it means. To looking forward to a better, brighter future. At least that's what I felt watching these two sisters make up. Scary number! Ah! This is scary number. I look at it. It's just, okay, now it's... Thank you. Oh, my. Edgeworth's gone. Or he's hiding. Where was he hiding? I remember, Kevin. Be strong. I just came to say congratulations. Right, well, I'll be going now. Cheerio. I know he didn't. But he still feels responsible.
It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't correct my mistakes.
It's alright, Kevin. This is why we take chances, make mistakes, and get messy. Hi, Princess Isabel. I know that he heard the words of Gant, but he is not the same like that. He never was.
I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them, but in order to fight crime on my own, I needed a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now.
But Edgeworth,
who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like that, like Chief Gant did. The thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor.
she said in order to fight crime on his own, he needed a weapon. It was a long, hard-fought battle in this ultimate Arkham universe. Well, yeah. What is this, a pop quiz? Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own. Let me see, who knows?
Take that!
That might mean something to you, but I don't see how it had anything to do with our partnership. Huh?
I guess that wasn't the right piece of evidence.
It's time for me to go. If you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends I need to be wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor.
Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you.
I know. It seems I owe you my thanks too, Wright. But what I face now is my problem.
Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court.
Farewell. Cheerio.
Oh, a scientific investigation book. Oh my. And so another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Don't go tricking off just yet, pal. Oh, What is it, Detective?
There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this.
I thought you said it was okay!
Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story. Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either.
What?
Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright here's the one who'll have to be footing the bill.
Wait a second!
What, you think I could afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal.
Why is it? Suddenly feel like I want to scream.
Objection!
Too late. We're going to object that. Oh my gosh. Wow. That was not easy. She managed to find her way back to the field somehow. That was a lot of work. A lot of work. So how's it going, Princess Peach? Princess Isabel, sorry. Princess Isabel. Well, Gumshoe, Lana. Oh man, that was not an easy way for me to fight a battle like this. It was hard, Simons. It was really hard. That was not an easy trial to break through.
My new mission, can you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show him though. Someday I'm gonna make a detective. Yes, sir. Then I can just be like, oh, Dick Gumshoe. Woohoo! Oh my.
That is, no, I'm not sure, Mike Meekins. I can't. I just can't. Oh, there's the Blue Badger. Wow. Yeah, Chief Gant is no longer the chief of police. He has been stripped as chief of police and the district for the police department. He's going to jail. He's going to be in prison for a very long time without parole because he never learned his lesson. As for Jake Marshall, he's kind of in jail for doing a ridiculous, stupid stunt that he created. So he's in jail for something that he kind of committed and made. He's gonna be in for quite some time until he learned his lesson not to do it again. The right way lunch. Well, what do you know? Thanks, Angel. We should hang out sometime. Okay, won't eat it backwards. Wow. Ooh, that was not easy. What did he say, Judge? missed or left? What? He forgot his gavel. Well, go find your gavel, sir. Bone Global Studios. Well, what do you know? That was one way to put forward of how to solve the case. Well, Maya. Oh. Mystic Maya. Ooh. That. Justice for All is going to be the next one. For Tuesday, I'll give you that. Uh-huh. Ooh, Hideaki Katagiri. Well done, Kentaro Ohira and Ryohei Kiyoma. And Koyama. Koyama, my gosh. That's the bell, boy. He just left. Oh boy. The next two games you'll have the Magatama that you'll read people's minds or some sorts. Whenever you want to see Lana, all you have to do is open this book, huh? Let's open the book. Oh, what do you know? A picture right there. Kodiak moment. Well done, Capcom, to bringing the first part of the game to a close, and it is ended. Oh my gosh. And I believe this is the end of our live stream right here, and we are going to pick up for another time. We'll start off with Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trial Justice and Justice for All, the second game. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and tell me what do you guys think of Arkham Twin Days of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. Do you like it or hate it? Mash that like button or share this video if you guys love this. Oh yeah. This is Leo Wolverine saying and speaking as always as your friendly neighborhood spider cop who takes chances, making mistakes, and getting messy, like peanut butter and chocolate or breakfast for dinner, because when the going gets tough, the job gets it done right here in Leo's Let's Plays Alliance. Godspeed, play safe, and shalom. Remember to fight with honor, love, truth, and justice, and see you guys next time for Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All will be starting off this Tuesday. So until then, see you guys next time for more of Arkham Twin Days. See ya.